One of the most important things that we're trying to do, why we want to reuse these trees, is because they're 50% carbon. And that carbon is definitely contributing to global warming. And if we can keep these trees or these lumber products in the form of lumber long term, then we really will have an immediate impact on our environment and help contribute to lessening the impact of global warming.
I mean, the trees are amazing at harboring carbon, right? The carbon footprint and kind of sequestering that, and we want to keep it sequestered. The minute you let it decompose, the minute you burn it, you landfill it, all that carbon's being released, at different rates, and that's the point. We want the carbon to continue to be sequestered for the environment, and we want people to be able to enjoy the wood, for generations. So when we take a tree, we can turn it into either dimensional lumber or we can turn it into live edge material. We call these slabs, right? So this is an example of mesquite that was taken from, that stack is pretty much all mesquite, which was taken from a ranch property. And that's kind of what we want to do is we'll take that wood, we'll mill it up, and we turn it into beautiful kind of what we consider kind of heirloom pieces that hopefully will last for generations.
Trees, I would say today we use about 75% of a tree when we rescue it. And it really kind of depends on the species, but we're really challenging ourselves to not use just what a traditional sawyer would look at. What we try to do is really expand the boundaries and really challenge ourselves. So we're using main trunks, we're using limb wood, we're using branch wood, which some would argue is not a good application of lumber, but we've absolutely proven otherwise. Luckily, this assistance through the federal government with this Wood Innovations project really has given us the opportunity to expand and to kind of experiment and hopefully prove out this model.
Five solid boards. So yeah, it's $150 of retail value of lumber that right now in Texas we're pretty much burning and mulching. So there's millions of dollars of this material that is literally going up
in
smoke.
The material that we have can be used for anything.
These products are going to far outlast what you're going to buy at your local lumber store.
There's something that we talk about called built permanence. Is that when you build something, you know that it'll be here 100 years from now. So they're taking something that has been here for hundreds of years, that survived generations of families and drought and floods and all the things that have happened over time, and they're giving it new life that's usable for somebody.
This may be turned into a tabletop. That tabletop may be passed down through the generations. Great way to pay respect and honor a piece of history.
This bench, this post oak bench, we gave it new life. We repurposed it. We had to take it in order to build this facility.
So we recently toured the Inks Lake building, the Inks Lake's main headquarters for their park entrance, and we've repurposed some material from that site as building materials for that particular building. And when we toured that, what was interesting about that space is our wood provided the most character, provided the most beauty, it provided the wow factor as people come visit the park. They had cabinetry done that was from probably some white oak from Norway or Denmark or European white oak, and it looked great, but it was all uniform, right? And I think that has functionality, it has its purpose, it has its role, but it was nice to see that we were able to offer something that provided a little bit more visual interest, where there was actually an outdoor seating bench out of oak. There was cladding out of mesquite that was used to face all the desk walls, to do a lot of the to do some of the cabinetry in the main lobby. And it just really added, I think, some warmth and some visual interest for the visitors that visit that park. And I think it's a good testament to what that type of material can offer to really any building site. And being able to increase that awareness that can be used that way, I think is really what we're striving for as an end goal.
Pretty cool. The first time we went and marked all the trees, and we walked around with Devin. We're working through that process of this tree is good, this tree we can't use, this one's got some rot in it. You know, his expertise and knowledge of woodworking and looking at a tree and what it could be purposed as was pretty interesting and pretty cool. I've not done that before, and I like working with my hands, so but it's been a wonderful experience. I've called him personally just to ask a couple of questions too, because I got questions in my own. I like doing my own stuff. I made my own wood mantle. And
you know, the nice thing about our Wood Innovations grant is we have this donation program to Habitat for Humanity, and that's just one outlet, but the outlet serves as a public awareness and education forum. They're there, they can touch and feel this lumber, they can see it, and then they can get kind of the story behind it. Where did this come from, right? Oh, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know we could do that. And it's just kind of increasing that awareness, increasing that education that this can happen.
why not use it when it's a free resource and we have the ability to use it?
There's a ranch that we visit quite often that is a very large dining room with a particular table.
And every time we went to visit, I would always comment, how nice would it be to have a big round table with friends and family gathering around. And as we started to brainstorm ideas of what to do with the wood from the land, why can't we use that to integrate into part of our home and kind of have a place that's very special for everybody to gather around and have a bit of a story to it as well. So that's kind of how it came about.
This wood had its genesis on our land, and it has value, it has beauty, and it deserves another 100 years, 200 years of life.
You get both sides of the coin. You can build businesses, you can hire more people, while you're also benefiting the environment, and how really freaking cool that is. I mean, I'm literally got goosebumps just thinking about that. So.